And now from the famous Chicken Coop Studios, it's Strata Signals. This week, some recent developments in semiconductor manufacturing. A lot of applications need semiconductors that can handle higher and higher power loads. But silicon has been pushed about as far as it can go in power electronics. So the electronics industry needs something else. And the something else's are gallium nitride and silicon carbide. GaN is grown on silicon substrates, most commonly 200 millimeter silicon wafers. Silicon ICs, meanwhile, are typically made on 300 millimeter wafers, which, for context, is roughly about the size of a record album. How big is a record album? Funny you should ask. So now we get to the news. Intel Foundry recently said that it has fabricated the thinnest GaN chips ever, and they did it on 300 millimeter wafers. Furthermore, they've integrated digital control circuitry with the GaN power electronics. What's the big deal? Bigger wafers means better production rates. Thinner and lighter is critical for some applications, such as aerospace. Also very important is that it'll make it easier to build multi-chip modules for high-performance, high-power applications, such as automotive and data centers. This could prove to be a big deal for AI. My friends, take a look at this. This is Intel's expansion in Oregon. How much? $36 billion. And what about this, my friends? This is TSMC's Fab 21 in Arizona. How much? 20 billion smackaroos. But friends, what if I told you that you could have your very own wafer fab for the low price of only $10 million? Yes, that's right, I said million with an M. No, seriously, there's an operation out there called InchFab that is selling fully functional wafer fabs for $10 million. These mini fabs will fit in a shipping container, and they're capable of cranking out about 10,000 100 millimeter wafers per month. Okay, that's not a lot, but it's possibly adequate for some low-volume custom jobs. Either way, InchFab is making it possible for anybody with the engineering chops to crank out computer chips. Meanwhile, the European Commission just released its CHIPS Act 2.0. CHIPS 1.0 focused on creating manufacturing capacity. CHIPS 2.0 is aimed at filling that capacity. That was some of the biggest news last week. If you'd like to learn more about these stories, visit the Strata website where we'll have links to articles that have more details. If you've got questions or comments, send them our way, and don't forget to keep an eye out for next week's Strata Signals. But I can't teach a dog to do that. I'm gonna buy me a dog. A dog, hero, viral spot.